Airlines LUV down. Transports are still up $1.13, still led by CP. Then you have CNI Railroad. Norfolk and Southern is up. Union Pacific is up. So the railroads are up strong. And you got you got UPS and whatever. But the airlines are not doing well.
The travel agencies are though, right? Priceline and what was the other one? Expedia?
Yeah. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs is doing well. Banks are doing well. The FAS is the banks, by the way.
Okay.
Now I'm making it simple. There are what's called 2-for-1 leverage ETFs, 3-for-1, and then there's the basic one.
Okay.
So the basic oil, for instance, is XLE. Okay, that's the basic. See, 1-for-1. However, ERX, see, this is a $68 up 70 cents, right? See that? 68 up 70 cents.
Yes.
Okay. This one is up 96 cents. It's only $31. This is a very leveraged ETF, which means it's 3-for-1. So you get wiped out as fast, or you make a lot of money as fast. Depends on how you want to play it.
Okay.
So there are 1-for-1s, 2-for-1s, and 3-for-1s. Make it a little more complicated. The 2-for-1s and 3-for-1s get reset every night, which means they lose premium every night. It's like VIG. They lose a little bit every night.
Okay.
So if you were to check,
that's the 2-for and the 3-for?
Yeah, right. So you'd say how much do they lose? If you just invest in them, you get wiped out. There's no investing in them making money. You can trade them, but you can't invest in them. That takes a point.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they lose your premium every night, you said.
Right. There's no investing. You get wiped out.
Okay.
So let me just show you like QL did. Let's go to monthly.
Okay.
Barry here. I use FAS. That's the ETF that's leveraged. Frank Apple Sam, and the opposite is FAZ. But that's the leveraged one. They have a non-leveraged one. Frank Apple Sam. And being pushed up today by Goldman Sachs. You know, I can answer an informative question, but that's not giving investment advice.
Okay.
This is Barry. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Just 1 second. Barry. Come. Barry. I keep saying Barry. I have no time for how I am. I'm trading, and if you want interested in finding out how I am, call back at 4:30. Hello. Yeah. Will provide him with $18,000 of income for the rest of his life. Plus, if he needs more income for home health care, that income could double for up to 5 years. That's as much as $36,000 a year using J.D. Melberg's next-gen annuity strategies. So call now and discover ways you can get up to 33% more income with this free guide. You'll also get the #1 mistake retirees make when investing in the stock market, and this free DVD featuring Josh Melberg's industry-leading concepts. Your retirement is too important. Call us today for a confidential. God sends the healing before the disease. All right, Rabbi, I have a question. I have a question. Stop talking. I got a question. I believe that just from logic. I'm asking you from a religious point, do you believe it? From a religious standpoint, do you believe it? Okay, great. All right. Have a wonderful day.
I like that.
What?
You believe that? I believe it's true.
401 to 404 on VBLT. I definitely can't tell you it's ready. I wouldn't begin to tell that I believe it. But you know what? I'm going to buy it anyway. The question is, I decide how much can I lose versus how much can I make. And I don't think it's ready. So if you follow me, buy 2,300 VBLT at 410 or better. Now notice what it's offered at. What price is it offered at?
404?
Why did I say 410?
Because you want to wait for it to
No. I said buy it.
Oh. Why you bought it at more?
No, I'm not buying it more. But if he gets down there in time, I'm paying 404. But if I really want it, I'm an aggressive person. If say someone else takes it, it's 409. I want it.
Still want it. Okay.
In fact, the more someone takes it, the more aggressive it would be, the more I want it, and then I really want it. So I'll put 410. Yeah. Now cancel the buy stop. Cancel buy stop. 2,300 traded 404. And he's still showing 4,500. See, that sucks. Oh. See, I bought 2,300 and he's still showing 4,500 at 404. There's a buyer and a seller. The buyer's at 396, the seller's at 404. And you guys probably shouldn't buy it until it goes to 410. But I could close my eyes because I'm convinced I'm convinced I'm right, and I'm convinced this is going to go up. Now, it may not go up for a week. I don't think it doesn't look like it's today. But I didn't buy 1 million shares either. I don't have 3,000 shares at $4 stocks, not a big position. If I was really convinced, I'd have 15 or 20,000 shares. GDN, you're making me smile. And yeah, the easiest way for someone to learn is you watch this all day long and you watch every trade, and then you learn to trade. 401, 404, 4,500. And that was interesting. You saw me buy 23 and he's still at 45. So
yes.
How many does he really have? 50,000, 100,000, million? Now June 30th is the end of the quarter.
Okay.
Date is March 30th, June 30th, okay. He may not, the guy who's selling may not want to show it in his portfolio because stock is down. And it's a biotech, which has been very bad this quarter.
Right.
So he may want to get out by the end of June. So he may be there to sell for that reason. Which means the closest we get to June 30th, if the market isn't crashing, the more likely the stock is to go up, not down, if we're not crashing. Costco down to $1.30. What happened to Costco? Costco getting smacked. So Obama cannot be a Jew. All right, VBLT. Let me show you something. All right, I click this, and I go here and I click this little button.
That posted to Twitter.
And now it gets posted to everything, right? Which, by the way, I didn't even have, he just showed me how to do that this week. By the way, can anybody tell me if the Russell reweighting is at the end of Friday, right? Yeah, it has to be the end of Friday. It can't be the beginning of Friday. Okay. what I would do with you, you're welcome, again, you're welcome to stay as long as you want. You know, I'm not pushing out anything, there's nobody else coming. But, oh, marathon, 15:04. Crude up 6 cents. Nugget went negative. Wait, let me put this on here. I'm live on what?
You're live on YouTube, Facebook, on your site.
All right, well, Facebook we knew. Now, is YouTube likely to get a big audience? I don't know. I've never been on YouTube.
I mean, the thing is, what you're doing is just going to be a recording for the day, and then we just want to see what the analytic is going to be like. But starting tomorrow, we're going to start putting up your daily updates on it so people can go and watch what you say over a period of time to get it up already.
All right, well, what about when I do a post, like I just did a post? We can't put that on YouTube?
What post?
I just
What
posted.
you're saying now is going to be live. It's a stream. It's a live stream.
So did that go on YouTube?
Yeah, everything that you're saying to me now is on YouTube.
Okay, good. Thank you.
No problem.
That's my guy from Jamaica who works with me. Sometimes I can't understand what he's saying. I tell him he has to learn to move his lips. And the 4,500 is still at 404.
Okay. You said the Russell Index was assessed every 6 months?
No, yeah, it's rebalanced, but they rebalance all the indexes, the S&P
Okay.
and whatever. But
But every 6 months instead of quarterly, or?
no, every 6 months.
Okay.
So you could put down the words rebalancing. Hey, Steve, you got any keywords that I could tell that a new person could look up so that they would learn about the market? I mean, I mentioned margin, options, whatever. Well, obviously the word puts and calls is a word that you would write down.
Okay.
We have an educational section on our site, and then there's a site called Tide, TIDE-traders.com.
Tide Traders. Okay.
He's got a free site, and he's got probably a much better educational section than me. He's a lot more knowledgeable than I am about the market.
Take a crash course, yeah.
And this guy here is breakpoints.com. Breakpoints.com.
Okay.
I don't know if you can get on his educational section. I don't even know if he has an educational section. But this guy he's one of the most normal traders, which is why he makes money. He's so disciplined. He buys things only when they base, they coil up. He doesn't chase. He's very, very normal. And he's just very normal.
Right.
And the truth is, his mother and father are married, and they love each other. Which, by the way, I've noticed the successful traders I've had, for the most part, came from loving families. The fucked up people that came from fathers that beat the shit out of them, or physically or whatever, generally didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that you can't make it. Because the truth is, my parents loved me, but they never showed it. They never kissed me. They never spent time with me. So I'm really one of the fucked up people. But then I was fucked up over time. But it took me 35 years to make money. So I would say, I'm going to say to you, if a young kid comes from a normal family, but more and receive love, he's more likely to be in balance with taking risk reward. And if he's not, he's taking shots to make millions because he's going to prove how great he is or whatever.
Right.
He's going to get blown out. 402, 404, VBLT steps up a penny. 700 by 4,500. Anyhow, this guy Nelson he's a wonderful, wonderful father. I'm just unbelievable. My father wasn't 100th as good as his. He takes his kids to every game. He's missing, never misses a game, and leave work. I mean, to show you how bad I was, it wouldn't matter if my daughter was at play. I wasn't leaving the market for nothing. I mean, I just wasn't happening. In fact, my ex-wife she walked into a glass door and she was in the hospital. She says, "I'd like you to come." I said, "Okay. Are any of your girlfriends coming?" She said, "Yeah, 5 of them." I said, "Well, I'm not coming. What do I need to come if you have 5 girlfriends there? There's no reason I'm staying in the market." So she broke her nose, smacked her face, and whatever.
Wow.
But there was no reason for me. I said, "Tell your girlfriends to go home. I'll come. Otherwise, I'm not coming."
Yeah.
So
you said TideTraders.com.
No, but I want to point out to you, he's such a good father, and he's so disciplined in his trading approach that he happens to be just very successful, and he's very, very bright, very bright. So, VBLT gets worse. The seller comes down to 403. Seller's controlling the buyer. It's not ready. Definitely not ready. May need another day, 2, 5. Not ready yet. I guess there's one small buyer willing to pay his price, and there might be more than one seller, but the seller's big and the buyer can step up particularly. Any case, so the people that are successful, and my other friend, Alan Miller, who was a successful trader and successful investor, he comes from a family where his mother and father were married the whole time, and they were very happy. And I look back at the success of the kids that I trained from 13 years old, where kids worth $55 million, and his mother and father are married. And I started thinking about it. I said, the pattern is almost every trader that was successful that I trained came from a normal family.
Well-grounded, yeah.
Hello. Right. Investopedia. They look at it. Well, if like you there? If their education section is so good, why don't we just take it and put it on us? Investopedia, he says, has a very good education
Okay,
site.
perfect. Investopedia.
See, unless something's what's not the word patent, unless it's trademark.
Right.
I copy anything I want to copy. It's public information.
Right.
I just put it on my site.
So, as far as you're concerned, what would be the best crash course for me in the next 12 hours?
Just
Those
go.
websites that you
Look at the
mentioned?
words look at the words I just gave you.
Okay. Any books or?
Well, there are tons of books on the stock market, but my opinion is don't start with the books.
Okay.
Why is that? Because I think you would learn to fit in with me better by not worrying about books.
Okay.
You would learn how to read a tape. That book is so much stuff
All convoluted.
that you're better off just learning the basics so you can help me, so you're worthwhile.
Okay.
And then if you want to read books and you want to learn to be a technician and you want to really understand what's going to initiate whatever. For instance, what's the number that's going to initiate people to buy VBLT? Steve, are you there?
You said 4 or 5, no?
Steve,
4 or 5?
I'm teaching this lady something. How about give me a chart on VBLT and show me what number would initiate you to buy? Now, he'll give you a chart that I don't even know how to make.
Okay.
So if you ask me what you can learn, what he's going to give you, presuming he's there, what he's going to give you, I have no clue how to get. He goes on stockcharts.com, he's got an old program that I'm not computer literate, and then he comes up with, I'm going to see if he's there. I don't think he's there.
Okay.
Did you read my text? Oh, yeah, okay. So when are you going to be back? Your ears would have blown out all the good things I just said about you. He's driving. He won't be back in 45 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Any of you guys capable, I'm sure many of you are, putting up a chart on VBLT? And I don't know if you can do it. He does it on stockcharts.com, I think it's called. And he shows me the prices and what it would initiate a buy. I was trying to show it, but if you can't do it or if you're too busy, I understand. I'll just get it from him later. Next break is 405 pivot. Yeah, I was just wondering if you could put a thing on there. What's it called? A login so I could show her the chart. Very good education for technicals in Levitt Brothers. Oh yeah, thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Levitt Brothers. I never even heard of it. things I would want you to do is go to my education section, see what it's lacking, look at these 2 other sites,
Okay.
and take everything off them and put it on my site.
Okay.
And make my educational section. So people would want to tell me that my section's better.
Okay. Perfect.
Hey, VBLT 405 409.
Wow, for an
They took it. I didn't expect it. 406 410. 407 410. TRGP has an 8% yield. All right, Thor, what would be the number that would make you buy VBLT? Is there a number? Now let me show you something else we have. I'm going to click on VBLT.
Yeah.
I'm going to click on time and sales.
Okay.
Time and sales is going to show that someone bought. Okay, let's look at the timing here. 408, 411. 1106 started with 1900, 2200. Then we have 6400. My count's moving too fast.
No.
Anyhow, somebody bought about 5. I can't. It's bought about 20,000 of this. Barry. Yo. Where do you live? What do you do for a living now? What do you do for a living now? What's 8? What's 8 times 8? What's 8 times 8? What is 8 times? I never can hear them. What's 8 times 8? Yeah, I figured. Thank you very much for calling. They can't understand you when they don't know what 8 times 8 is. I didn't even give her a tough one. I didn't give her 9 times 9 because I knew she was stupid when she was talking. Did you see how rude I was to the first guy? This one, remember me being totally rude? Hello? No, I didn't hang. I hung up. I said, you didn't know what 8 times 8 was. Thank you for calling. Goodbye. I actually enjoy being nasty.
Therapeutic for you.
Yeah, it is. There was one I had a call before. I don't remember what. Whatever I was. I said, whatever. Comcast. Oh, they dumb.
Oh, if you really want to know how I am, call back after whatever.
You know they call 14 times. 14 times. I tell them you can only come in here. And they're coming to after 4 to put a business line. Take my because you can't take my computer down during midday.
Right.
14 times they call back. They say each one. We're making the appointment 12 o'clock. I said, listen. I spoke to 4 people before. I told you it has to be after 4 o'clock. She said, okay. I put in an next one call back. Okay, we're confirming the appointment between 12 and 1. I said, no, you're not. No, you're a schmuck. Don't take it personally. But your firm sucks. Now, you're not doing that. That's not happening. Okay, I'll put a ticket in. On the 15th one, he called up and beat the shit out of me. He says, your appointment's 4 o'clock. I said, okay, I apologize. Your firm does suck, but not you.
At least someone's confident. Oh, they put up there's a chart up there.
Okay. Thank you so much who just did that. Jace did it. Okay. So here's your bottom line. And there's really nothing that's wonderful about this chart. See, we need volume to come in. This better not be the same person. Hello. Yeah. Where do you live? What do you do for a living now? You're working as an analyst? What college you go to? What college you go to? Yeah, what college you go to? How old are you? Okay, you know I was going to guess you were 23. Call me tonight at 6 o'clock. Call me tonight at 6 o'clock. I can tell you that guy was 26. All right, anyhow, this chart is nothing fantastic. I'm going to be right. I'm going to make money. But, it needs to It actually could need time to walk up this line here, if this line is valid. And then it needs to break above here. I mean, I don't love this chart at all. I don't think there's anything spectacular about this stock.
Okay.
Except I think I'm going to make money. But from a charting point of view, I wouldn't buy this stock. He says, I'd say the line to buy has pasted. Now target 450 to take profits. That's what he thinks. And he's probably right. It's interesting. I had a guy write an ad. The ad was fantastic. I mean, it was brilliant. It was very sophisticated. And we didn't get one call. Now, I wrote an ad, and my ad was real basic. And by the way, that's why I was always phenomenal in marketing, and it was phenomenal in marketing. Believe me, as bad as I am in golf and tennis, I'm good at marketing. But the reason I had to catch it this long hair, I got on TV, I said, hey, listen, you kids, you know what? Your father's beating the hell out of you. Everybody gives you a hard time. Screw this. Come to me. I'll save you money on your insurance. Stop doing with these people that don't give a crap about you. And that's just what Donald Trump did. And I had lines. I had 19 offices. I was the biggest in the country. 50-something thousand clients. They waited till 2 o'clock in the morning to get their car insurance from me. It was unfuckable. I was all over TV. I mean, I was effectively a movie star at the time. So movie star. I mean, you know, it was a big thing. You know, I was all over New Jersey and New York. TV all the time being interviewed.
Huh.
In any case, and that was what I did. I did exactly what Donald Trump did and got just what he did. And I am so similar to his personality, it's unbelievable. But the difference is, we're the same age almost. I don't know, I know he gets some publicity, but there's some things he says that just aren't smart. I mean, you could say, I want to get rid of this guy who's on my case because he gave money to Democrats, but you didn't have to say he was Spanish. What are you looking to do? Have every Spanish person in the world want to kill you? I mean, some things are stupid. So, and I was that way when I was younger. I remember my mother's friend, she was going to bar mitzvah. She was 13. I was 13. She said, what do you think of my dress? Oh, by the way, I had very good taste in women's fashion. My mother was a women's buyer, so I could be a buyer for Cavalli or Etos or Neiman. I had great taste. Not to judge how I dress. But, so she said, what do you think of my dress? I think it's disgusting. Now, I could have been a little like that. I could have said, well, it's not my taste. I like more color. But you know, I look back and I say, why did I do that? You know, it was negative attention because I didn't get any from my family. But anyhow, I understand psychology. I went to 8 years of therapy. Why do I tell you this? I understand people.
Right.
I understand them. And do I make mistakes? Yeah, because I have a heart that's really golden, and I tend to want to. I'll give you an example. When I was in business and such, my insurance business, I felt bad for all the people working for me. So I gave everybody a raise, $100, $200 a week. And that was a lot of money in 1980. And then when I went out of business, everybody hated me. I mean, they didn't like me. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I called my therapist. Why? He said, we're not there to feed them anymore. I said, well, what? I was good to them when I couldn't afford to be good to them. He said, yeah, but that's not how people are. You don't feed them anymore. They don't like you. I said, you must be kidding me. I don't understand what you're saying. And then I realized people suck. They do. When I was on the front page of Barron's, it was a bad article. It said I was pushing stock for the mob, which was not true.
So you were pushing what?
Stock for the mob.
Okay.
My partner was in the mob. I had nothing to do with them. He gave part of his money to them. I asked him to stay in my office. I had nothing to do with them.
Okay.
But make a long story short, the article was negative. And I don't know what the hell I was going to say. Forgot it. Whatever. I do remember my ex-wife hated me for the article, though. I thought it was kind of good. I said, you know.
That was the Barron's one?
Oh, yeah, all publicity is good publicity. So anyway, CNBC came to my office, and they were going to do a whole story on me. And they had 14 people with cameras and whatever, and I was like really a big shot then again. And that's why I'm in here. I'll tell you that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then the FBI called them up and said, do not do the story on it. The FBI called the CNBC and told them to kill the story. They didn't want me being all over the place because I had just committed a crime. And I was going to testify for them, and they didn't want me getting publicity. And it's interesting, there was a stock that was $170. And everybody in the street at that time believed it was getting taken over. And I said, it's not getting taken over, it's definitely going to go down. How could you possibly say that? I said, you notice the sale trades 171, 171 and a half, 171 and 3/4, 172. I said, who's feeding stock out? There's somebody feeding stock out. If it's not definite, that guy wouldn't be selling the way he's selling. There's someone feeding stock into the market. And lo and behold, the stock went down to 30. It didn't happen. CNBC would have had one monstrous story about me. And if I told you all the rest of my stories, I would tell you, you would have no problem telling me there should be a TV commercial about, I'm not a movie about me, because I didn't even, I've had 6 companies go out of business when I was younger.
Wow.
And so I had hundreds of people around me, and the mafia tried to take me over 3 times, and then once there was hit on me to kill me, and
Jeez.
I know somebody who I was friendly with who killed them instead. These 2 guys got killed with bullets in the head. I told the FBI, so they didn't care.
I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't sorry. They should die. Piece of shit. They were going to kill me.
Oh,
No, they were
going
gonna kill me. They came to me, tell me I should give them back $100,000. They lost on my stock. I said, really? I didn't guarantee you anything. And I lost also. They said, well, we don't care. You're giving it back the money. I said, you want to bet? I'm not giving you back shit. I said, well, you'll be killed by the end of the weekend, and your partner will get killed too. I said, really? Okay. Well, they found bullets in their head. I would suspect I know who killed them. It wasn't me, although I certainly was happy they were dead. So I went to the FBI and told them, and they said, do you know for sure? I said, no. And that was that.
Wow.
But yeah, a GDN came all the way down.
Oh, wow.
The stories go on and on and on and on. 3 times the mafia came to me. 3 times. Then they hit these 4 guys. I'm doing part of this for these people. They can find this interesting. They send these 4 Goombas to my office. I mean, I'm telling you, monstrous big guys. Big. We don't like you coming into our neighborhood. I said, well, I'm only doing it by advertising. We don't like you advertising in our neighborhood. I said, really? Well, if I go on TV, how do I tell the TV they shouldn't come into the Bronx? He says, we'll make a deal. I said, yeah, what's that? You don't come into our meat section or our fish section. I said, well, I'm only actually after cars anyhow, so I don't go into the commercial business.
Uh-huh.
He said, all right, in that case, we'll leave you alone. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Anyhow, now I'm in my house. See, I can't be visited. So
Yeah.
one of the reasons I'm not in the outside office, they wouldn't come to me anyhow, but 3 times was enough. I don't need the mafia coming to me anymore.
No.
But see, they left this. The mafia isn't really in the stock market anymore. Now what they're in is identity theft.
Identity theft?
Yeah, sure. Identity theft. Crude is up 6, but M Marathon's doing well. Marathon oil, buy 15 at market, 1,500. All right, that's enough stories for you guys today. I could go on my stories though for at least 2 days. I have so many stories.
Interesting life so far.
$19. Another thing, I don't answer the phone. Hello. I say Barry.
Right.
Then I call the doctor. I said, the girl gets the phone. Barry Davis for Dr. Earl. She says, who's calling? I said, you're fucking moron. I just told you who's calling. I said, how stupid can you be? Who's calling?
Yeah.
You know who's calling. I just told you. So one, I like to be abrasive. I like to do it. I mean, really, I swear to God, I didn't copy Donald Trump. I'm telling you, I'm his personality.
Yeah.
Except I'm a little more tactful than Donald Trump. I mean, certainly if I was running for president, I'm not as smart as him, but if I was running for president, I wouldn't. I get the publicity he gets. I would take controversial issues, but there's some things he does. First of all, I would never tell all the Spanish they have to leave the country. I would say only felons. You can't do what he's going to do. It's going to cost $50 billion. They were going to run from one city to another.
Yeah.
They're going to hide out. You're never going to get them. It's the stupidest fucking thing in the world. I really wish that he would change and take that back. I don't know how he can do it though, because he's got himself so deep in with his Spanish crap that he gives.
Yeah. MKG. How come some of them have like abbreviations after their?
Oh, it says pink sheet.
Oh, okay.
If it's pink, it says PK.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now this stock traded 1,001 shares. It's 257 to 281. It's 100 by 100. I have 14,000 shares to sell, but I can't sell with that kind of a quote.
Right.
I have to wait for a buyer to appear.
Okay.
Google down $3.50. Oh my God, GD! I can't even believe what I'm saying. GDN went from positive to negative.
Oh,
Let's just see if somebody sold or what. Time of sales. This is all 12/22, so we have to go back to a time. 2,500 and then all hundreds. So maybe someone sold 4,000 or 5,000 shares. Doesn't look like any value. Now let's look at Marathon's chart. MRO. Marathon's down from 55. Yeah, see this top?
right.
And this top and this top. That's called the triple top.
Triple top. Okay, gotcha.
Top, top, top.
Yep.
There's something called an inverse head and shoulders. We should write that down.
Okay.
There's double tops, triple tops. So if it closes above 1520, 1320, if it closes above 1320, probably it could have. Well, see, this is a gap. It's another thing I have to teach. See a gap? The gap is when it closes one day at one price.
Okay.
The next day it opens either lower or higher and leaves a space in between.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's called a gap. And so that could be a target of the stock, and that gap would be at 1612, which, by the way, also happens to be resistance because 16 is the square
Right.
square root.
Okay.
Look at CWEI on the run. IVB doing well.
Barry's QODD equity. Is that like
Where do you see that?
at the top of your screen?
Up here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the system I'm on.
Well, that's what I mean. So is this a system that I?
Yeah.
can-
Now there's Bloomberg, which is $2,500 a month, and then there's this, which is $150 a month.
Okay.
And obviously, if I were really, really, really computer literate and professional, I would have the Bloomberg machine.
I was just wondering if this is something I might be able to like play with online that's open to the public, or if it has to be like.
There's something called charts.com.
Okay.
Number one, and they have a 15-minute delay, and you
Oh.
could learn how to use them after the close. It wouldn't matter during the close.
Okay. Perfect.
You could do that. Number two, there's they would give you a free trial for I guess a week or two.
Okay.
I think eSignal gives a 2-week free trial. eSignal. If you're a student, there are sites like Interactive and whatever, some of the discounters that give you free access to but I have another system because I have an account in Interactive.
Okay.
Bad purchase in Marathon.
It's still up 35 though, no?
Yeah, but it's 11 cents and I paid 18 cents.
Oh.
That was 10 cents. Oh shit, VBLT. Yeah, now professionals generally bid under an even number. See this 399?
Right.
Okay, that's a professional bid. Professionals never bid for. They never use even numbers. They always bid underneath. The 399 bid is much more bullish than the 4 bid.
Okay.
See, now you wouldn't learn that in a book. Not that I know of. But then I have never read a stock book. Never. I hate reading. Which is not a smart thing, but I happen to be a very poor reader.
Yeah, but you absorb what you don't read, so that's good anyways. So you.
Now it went to 4. So VVLT went $3.99 for 2000. Now someone goes 3,600 at 4. But why is this guy showing 100 at 401? Now he's 600 at 401. So this is a seller for sure. And by the way, stocks go to size. So if it's 10,000 by 100, guess what? It's going down. If it's 100 by 10,000, it's going up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Stocks go to size, at least on the very short term, at least for for a couple of minutes. I mean that could change in a few minutes, but there's a sell around, and that's a guarantee. Crew got better. It was 7 cents. Now it's up 13 cents. See, they just hit. Now the big guy, he was 3,600 by 100. Well, now he's 300 by 600. Stocks go to size. One of the most important lessons to learn about trading.